Today we're reacting to the many lives of Triple H made by Wrestle Mafia. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. This is a different type of video. If you don't watch WWE, you click off this video. But if you ain't been watching WWE 2025 has been absolute garbage. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say that shit. I just wanted to react to this type of video anyway. My last videos ain't been getting that much recognition, so I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna try something different. Yeah, we finna get to the video.
Apart from being a horrible booker,
Welcome to a new era.
This nigga said that shit 10 times after a pay-per-view live event, bro. New era this, new era that, bro. Nigga, everything is still the same. You got the same old people you're pushing. Every show is the same, like.
Welcome to a new era.
Apart from being a horrible booker, Triple H has also been exposed for being a terrible liar. Ever since taking over creative, the game hasn't just sucked the fun out of wrestling, but he's also made sure to lie and twist the narrative at every possible opportunity to make himself look like a genius and weasel out of embarrassing situations. From false promises of a new era to dishonest booking decisions, this is every Triple H lie that has ruined the WWE.
Yes, and all he does, bro, all this nigga does is depend on cheap pops, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like, for all 2025, a wrestler will return, a huge ass wrestler will return, and after that, the next show, nothing would happen with that. I ain't gonna lie.
Leading up to the Royal Rumble, Triple H went on interviews promising fans that this year's Rumble would be truly epic and full of surprises. Fans got their hopes high, expecting a Chris Jericho return or the return of someone like Paige or someone like Braun Breaker or LA Knight winning the Rumble. But what we got instead was one of the most mediocre Royal Rumbles ever. The so-called surprises Triple H promised turned out to be Brie Bella, whose pop was entirely based on being married to Daniel Bryan and a bunch of random luchadors that absolutely nobody in the audience cared about. These weren't the game-changing moments Triple H had promised. They were cheap attempts to get a reaction without any of the casual fans giving a reaction. The Royal Rumble became just another example of Triple H overpromising and under-delivering. But speaking of broken promises, nothing exemplifies Triple H's dishonesty more than his treatment of LA Knight.
Bro, let me tell you about this nigga LA Knight. This nigga LA Knight been over with the crowd for like 3 years, and this nigga Triple H, he's pushing Gunther. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, if you don't watch WWE, you don't gotta watch this video, bro. But nigga, this nigga is pushing Gunther. Nobody in the crowd cares about him. He retired. John Cena, he just retired AJ Styles, and I forgot what else he did. He did something else. Oh yeah, he won the World Heavyweight title. Had the longest IC title reign ever, and no one cares about this guy, bro. But he's still pushing him up, like, you see what I'm saying? This nigga is like, you still pushing that guy, but LA Knight, who is organically over with the crowd is actually interested in this guy, but doesn't want to push him, but he wants to push Gunther. And you know, they say it's because, you know, he reminds them of Stone Cold and The Rock, which is stupid. You know, his ego just gets in the way of things. He doesn't want people to be bigger than him.
After Knight lost the Money in the Bank ladder match in 2023, Triple H made a point of telling fans that good things come to those who wait. This was the game's way of saying that Knight's time would come, that patience would be rewarded, and that WWE had big plans for one of their most organically over stars in years. Fans believed him because Triple H had built a reputation in NXT for eventually pulling the trigger on popular talents. But fast forward 3 years, and LA Knight...
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Whenever Triple H saying he has big plans for WWE superstars, like a random guy coming up to you saying that the Dragon Balls are real. Nigga, if Triple H say, oh yeah, I got big plans for this guy, he is not, that's a lie, bro. He's been saying that about LA Knight for like 3 years. He said that about Finn Balor for 3 years. Like, that's the equivalent, that's, like I said, that's like the equivalent of somebody in real life coming up to you saying the Dragon Balls are real. You're not gonna believe that shit.
Knight is still stuck in the mid-card with no world title reign in sight. Despite consistently getting massive reactions from live crowds, despite his merchandise flying off shelves, despite fans desperately wanting to see him in the main event scene, Triple H has refused to give Knight the push he promised. Instead, Knight has been relegated to feuds over the United States Championship and meaningless segments with the Vision that go nowhere. The man who should be carrying WWE into the future is being treated like just another guy on the roster. What makes this lie even more insulting is that Triple H keeps doubling down on it. Every few months, when fans complain about Knight's booking, the bald liar will claim that Knight's time is coming, that they have plans for him, that good things are still on the way. But after 3 years of waiting, it's obvious that Triple H never intended to make Knight a world champion. The initial promise was just a way to placate angry fans and a lie designed to prevent backlash. Triple H counted on fans eventually forgetting about Knight's momentum, and when that didn't happen, he just kept lying and hoping people would stop caring. And this pattern of lying about booking decisions leads directly into one of the worst matches of the John Cena retirement tour.
These ads be coming in on the worst times, but don't get me started on the John Cena retirement tour, bro. Like, I get it, bro. I'm gonna say this now. Some people might not agree with me on this. Vince McMahon, I ain't gonna lie. The stuff he did was pretty bad, but bro, I feel like if Vince McMahon was here, bro, he would have gave John Cena a better retirement tour. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of a Triple H hater right now. He was a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Like, I remember when I was like a younger kid, I used to try to mimic his entrance and shit. But as a booker, this nigga, you gotta go, bro. Hey, Triple H, you gotta go.
Triple H's biggest lies during John Cena's retirement tour was the fact that Cena specifically requested to feud with Brock Lesnar after SummerSlam.
Bro, that's like, I ain't gonna lie. You remember when he fired R-Truth? And he says, they're a part of the show, man. No, it wasn't. He actually fired R-Truth, bro. That was not all part of the show. That was not planned at all. Like, he actually fired R-Truth. And look where R-Truth is at now. Still doing the same stuff he was doing before. They made him cut off his hair. I don't know if he wanted to himself, but bro, cut off his hair, everything. Just wanted to be in the same. Like, you feel me? Like, what the fuck?
During interviews and press conferences, Triple H repeatedly stated that this match was Cena's idea, that Big Match John personally wanted one more battle with the Beast Incarnate before hanging up his boots. But Cena himself has clarified that he had no input on the decision and he just plays whatever card he's dealt. Cena could have easily wrestled someone like Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes who could benefit from the rub. But Triple H, in his infinite wisdom, decided that another Lesnar match would generate more mainstream buzz. So the game went ahead and booked the match, then lied to the media about whose idea it actually was. This lie served multiple purposes for Triple H. First, it protected him from criticism about wasting one of Cena's final matches on a part-timer instead of building a new star. Second, it reinforced Triple H's image as the guy who...
Bro, I heard that, yeah, they was making this seem like that John Cena only had like a few days to come to, bro. Apparently, this nigga told Triple H that he could come to every Raw or SmackDown, do a whole 365 days. But Triple H dead ass told him in front of his face that nah, he didn't need that. And he's the reason why John Cena was barely showing up, like doing his retirement tour. Like, he could have came every Raw or SmackDown apparently, but you know, Triple H was just like, nah. He told him nah, bro. Like,
gives talent what they want, the anti-Vince who listens to his wrestlers instead of forcing his own vision.
And it's just weird, like, bro, the people who he pushes don't even be that good. Like, I feel like the highest, bro, like, I don't know, bro. I feel like really the highest with that is like, shit. Well, now, let me say this again, right? I feel like, bro, he just pushes some of the wrong people. Like, I feel like people like Drew McIntyre is good, but you know, with Drew McIntyre, that was too late. I seen a video with C Jackson shit, and yeah, they had to they basically Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre had to basically tell Triple H to just put the title onto Drew McIntyre. It took them a long ass time to do that, and Triple H is not even happy with that. You realize how every time he takes a title picture with every new champion, like he takes a title picture with every single new champion at WWE. He just ain't do that with Drew McIntyre because he ain't like him, bro. You got stars like LA Knight, you know, Roman Reigns, you know, that whole OTC arc. I ain't gonna lie, that wasn't it. Like, ever since he lost the title and shit, you had time to push new stars. I seen a video about this, and C-Jax, yeah, shout out to him. But he got a good point. Like, had a whole time to push new stars after Roman Reigns lost the title and left, and look what happened. Nothing happened. You remember when everybody was blaming TKO and The Rock? Y'all can't do that no more. Like, Nigga, this shit is all Triple H. Like, this is not no The Rock, not no TKO, nothing. And I still be seeing some people say, "Oh yeah, it's all on TKO." No, no, it's not. TKO ain't the one booking the show. Sure, they're doing ticket sales and stuff, but they ain't the one booking the shows.
But the reality was that Triple H was prioritizing short-term buzz over long-term gain, then lying about it to avoid accountability. And speaking of avoiding accountability, Triple H's next lie shows his complete contempt for fan intelligence. During the road to WrestleMania 41, as fan criticism of Triple H's booking reached a fever pitch, the game decided to go on the offensive. In an interview with the Flagrant podcast, Triple H made the now infamous claim that the internet isn't real life, and that the complaining online doesn't reflect the actual audience. This was a complete and total lie. It's been widely reported by wrestling journalists that Triple H is constantly on social media, particularly on X, checking what fans are saying about the product. There have been countless instances of WWE directly responding to online criticism by changing storylines or booking decisions. The company clearly does listen to internet fans. They just don't want to admit it because acknowledging online criticism would mean admitting their product has serious problems. But instead of being honest,
Yeah, shit, you wanna know why it's like that now? Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. It has a lot of serious problems. Triple H sucks. I ain't gonna lie. Like as a wrestler, he's good, but as a booker, no. I ain't gonna lie. You just gave WWE one of the worst years ever. Like all of your pay per views in 2025 sucked. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like that was like the worst WrestleMania ever. Like, and that was John Cena's final WrestleMania too. You made that shit. Like you made his final WrestleMania shit. Like damn, like the Summer Man. I said Summer Man. SummerSlam match with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. That was decent. I ain't gonna lie, but that WrestleMania, man, I ain't gonna lie. That shit was not it. Like, and then this man doesn't build no new stars. He keeps on depending on Cody Rhodes, who was Gunther. Like, bro, like okay, Cody Rhodes, he decent, but Gunther, like, come on, like. I ain't gonna lie. Cody Rhodes who got working some stuff too with the mic, but and then you got people like Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton and stuff. I mean, he's using CM Punk. I'll give him that, but all those other three, like I ain't gonna lie, like he ain't been using them right throughout all 2025. Like Roman Reigns OTC arc sucked. I ain't gonna like that shit was bad. His OTC arc was kind of bad, bro. Like ever since he lost the title, Triple H has been bugging that man like a loser. He had to real life go up to Triple H and talk to him about the way he was being booked in order to get himself fixed. That's why they had that CM Punk and Roman Reigns segment a few weeks ago on Raw. They did that themselves. Triple H ain't do that.
about WWE's relationship with online fandom, Triple H
And
chose
a lot of people gotta realize, like, I think Triple H took like this bucket thing in like 2023, bro. A lot of people don't realize that bro, he was good early on because that was all of Vince McMahon's storylines, bro. All of that shit was really all of Vince McMahon's storylines. Once he had to create his own,
to pretend that internet fans don't matter while simultaneously catering to their every whim behind the scenes. And this pattern of saying one thing while doing another became even more blatant with his next massive lie when he almost cost someone their livelihood. When news broke out that WWE wasn't renewing R-Truth's contract, the wrestling world went into shock. Truth was one of the most beloved performers in history, not just among fans but among everyone backstage. His release sparked immediate outrage, with fans flooding social media with criticism and talent reportedly expressing frustration to management. Truth himself went to social media to confirm that his release was real, making it clear that this wasn't some elaborate storyline. But when R-Truth was brought back at Money in the Bank, Triple H saw an opportunity to rewrite history. At the post-show press conference, the game had the audacity to imply that Truth's firing had been a work all along. This claim was immediately called out as nonsense, and even Truth's own son publicly called out Triple H for lying about the situation. What made this lie particularly infuriating was that it was later exposed definitively on WWE's own Unreal documentary series. The behind-the-scenes footage and interviews made it crystal clear that Truth's release was a legitimate cost-cutting decision that WWE came to regret after seeing the backlash. This wasn't a work, it was damage control. But instead of admitting that WWE got it wrong and fixed their mistake, Triple H tried to gaslight fans into believing it was all part of the plan.
You joined the show. You was all part of the show. By Triple H. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop, bro. Let me stop.
If there's one phrase that has become synonymous with Triple H's empty promises, it's his claims that a new era is coming. Each time, Triple H sells the shows as turning points that will usher in fresh creative direction, new stars, and exciting storylines that fans have never seen before. But every single time, absolutely nothing changes. The same wrestlers remain in the main event scene. The same booking patterns continue. The same creative problems persist. The promised new era never materializes because Triple H has no intention.
He doesn't build no new stars. There's no new era, bro. We're in the same era as in like 2012 right now, bro. 2011, bro. You got the same stars above right now. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. I mean, Cody Rhodes is a part. Well, he was a part of that, but he was a mid-card then. But yeah, you got the same stars, nigga. What new stars did you build? Like, you wanna know how you wanna know? We should have known a long time ago that this nigga only goes off of like big moments and do nothing with them. You remember in 2022, Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, and all of them returned, and guess what? They're nowhere to be found now. And Tommaso Ciampa, or however you say his name, I'm sorry, he in AEW now. Like,
Of actually changing anything. The new era lie has become so predictable that fans now mock it openly on social media. But the game keeps saying it anyway because he knows that hope is a powerful drug. Every time he promises a new era, some fans allow themselves to believe that maybe this time will be different. Maybe this time Triple H will actually follow through and create actual change. But it never happens. And while lying about the future is bad enough, Triple H has also proven willing to lie about the past. The Montreal Screwjob remains one of the most controversial moments in wrestling history, and for years Triple H maintained that he had nothing to do with it. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, when confronted backstage by Bret Hart's wife, Triple H swore to God that he wasn't involved in what happened to Bret. Triple H maintained this lie for decades. Whenever the Montreal Screwjob came up in interviews or documentaries, he would either dodge the question or imply that he was just as shocked as everyone else. He allowed Bret Hart and the wrestling world to believe that he was innocent, that he hadn't betrayed one of the industry's biggest stars. But everything changed when the Mr. McMahon documentary dropped on Netflix. In that series, Triple H finally admitted the truth. For over 20 years, Triple H lied to Bret Hart's family, lied to fans, and lied to anyone who asked about his involvement. And now that he's in a position of power where he feels untouchable, he has no problem admitting the truth and even bragging about it. SummerSlam 2025 will go down as one of the biggest examples of Triple H's false advertising. At the end of night one, after Seth Rollins successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase and shocked everyone, Triple H smugly claimed that the fans had seen nothing yet. The implication was crystal clear. If night one had delivered that kind of shocking moment, night two was going to be absolutely insane. Fans immediately started speculating about what could possibly top Rollins' cash-in. Would Cody turn heel? Would The Rock make his return? Would the Vision align with Cena? Night 2 delivered absolutely none of that. The main event ended exactly as everyone expected, and fans were misled once again. Triple H knew exactly what he had planned for Night 2, and he knew it wasn't going to live up to the hype he was creating. But he said it anyway.
like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, y'all need to like switch out y'all WWE champions, bro. Like Cody Rhodes, he just been like ain't nothing's changed since he won the title since he won it for Roman Reigns. It's like nothing new or special has happened with his title reign. Like I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't gonna say all of it is his fault because it's really dependent on the booker. Like you realize how every single world title reign ever under Triple H has just been bad, bro. Gunther's reign been bad. I mean, then again, Gunther ain't really like Gunther really don't got that much of interesting character. I ain't gonna lie, but it's like part of that is the booker's fault though with the way he books the title reign and he books the segments and stuff. Every single segment is a "I respect you, I love you" segment. If you don't believe me, watch a YouTuber named CJ525. I'd be seeing his content and shit, but yeah.
Banking on the fact that by the time fans realized they'd been duped, WWE would already have their money. This is the kind of carny tactics that wrestling fans have learned to expect from the game, and nowhere was this more apparent than with his promotion of WWE's newest disaster. When WWE announced WrestlePalooza as a new PLE for 2025, Triple H went into overdrive hyping it up. In interviews and press conferences, he promised that WrestlePalooza would be full of surprises, loaded with fun moments. The promotional material painted WrestlePalooza as a must-see event that would rival WrestleMania in terms of memorable moments. But the reality was that WrestlePalooza turned out to be one of the worst shows in history. The matches were boring. The promised surprises never materialized. The fun Triple H had advertised was nowhere to be found. The crowd in attendance was noticeably dead for most of the show, and social media reactions were overwhelmingly negative. Even ESPN ran a scathing review that tore apart the event's poor booking and lack of entertainment value. For ESPN to publicly bash a WWE show is almost unheard of. But WrestlePalooza was so historically terrible that even friendly media outlets couldn't pretend it was good. The game had promised a celebration and instead delivered a funeral. And once again, by the time fans realized they'd been lied to, WWE already had their ticket money. But perhaps Triple H's most insulting lie came when he tried to rewrite what happened at one of the most controversial moments of the modern era. John Cena's retirement match was supposed to be a celebration of one of WWE's greatest careers. Instead, the finish of the match turned it into a catastrophic failure.
Yeah, like you wanna know something so stupid about this, bro. And my bad if I seem quiet this whole video. I was a little tired making this, but hey, I still gotta be consistent. But you wanna know something so stupid? Nigga, Triple H makes John Cena tap out, but Gunther retires AJ Styles, and all of a sudden he passes out. And this nigga John Cena beat AJ Styles earlier on, like that year. This don't even make no sense at all. Like John Cena's whole thing is never giving up, but you finna make him be the one to tap out, and AJ Styles passed out. Like I guarantee you, if it was the other way around, John Cena passed out, AJ Styles tapped out. Like people wouldn't be as mad as they were with this one. Like you could have at least had him pass out, bro. Pass out, bro. You got Gunther been saying the same line about making John Cena tap out like a little bitch for like 2 weeks and shit. Nah, I'm tweaking. He says it like every segment now. I ain't gonna lie, but nigga, why the fuck did you make John Cena tap out, but AJ Styles pass out? Like like I don't know. I feel like I said, people would be less mad if it was the other way around, bro. People would probably still be mad if AJ Styles did tap out, but it's just like, bro, why? This is how you know he's generally just a trash booker, bro. Triple H is just a bad booker, bro. He just doesn't know what he's doing.
That left everyone in attendance feeling cheated and angry. Then, at the post-show press conference, Triple H addressed the negative reaction.
I guarantee you, Triple H himself, he was still wrestling now, and his last match was with Gunther. He wouldn't want to tap himself out. He was like, "I'm not putting him over." Okay, I'm done with these impressions. I ain't gonna lie.
Without missing a beat, the game claimed that he had expected this reaction all along, that it was part of the plan, and he expected the boos to be louder. He framed the anger of the fans as a calculated decision rather than a creative failure, trying to make it seem like he was playing 4D chess. But people who were backstage that night tell a completely different story. Multiple wrestlers and production staff have since revealed that the reaction in the gorilla position was one of shock. Nobody expected fans to boo the ending that heavily and react so harshly to the finish. This lie perfectly encapsulates everything wrong with Triple H's leadership. Instead of admitting mistakes, learning from them, and doing better next time, he immediately goes into damage control mode and tries to gaslight everyone into believing that failure was actually success. And worst of all, by refusing to acknowledge his failures, Triple H ensures that he'll keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Because in his mind, he's never actually made a mistake. It's always part of the plan, always exactly what he intended, even when everyone can see through the lies. This same dishonesty is what made 2025 one of the worst years in WWE history.
I don't know. I don't get that, but yeah, y'all probably. I ain't gonna lie. This is probably like one of the rare occasions I'm gonna make a type of video like this. It wasn't that much stuff to react to, so I'm like, I'm gonna just react to some I be watching. Well, I don't be watching WWE like that no more because yeah, the show suck. But I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it, so I've been seeing a lot of videos about it. Like I still see them videos, so I'm like, let me react to one of the videos real quick on my channel. But yeah, that's really it. If you like the video, like subscribe for all my socials. And we on the road to 1K.